Good mid-morning, more like mid-morning. It's after 9. I have been up since 7:30. I have, let's just say between getting up at 7:30, going through and looking at all my apps and my weather and all that fun stuff, it looks like it's going to be a fairly good weather day. I mean, granted, it won't be as high as I thought it was. It's going to be in the upper 50s to lower 60s. I thought it was going to be closer to mid to upper 60s, but according to the Weather Channel, no. It will be slightly windy, which makes it feel a little bit chillier than it's supposed to. So I'm content with the weather. I'm not like, oh, it's going to be freezing cold. I won't be able to go outside if I have to do any kind of cleaning or rearranging or anything like that of my porch, or carport, I should say. The only thing I'll have to worry about on my porch is the wind every so often likes to blow strong enough to lift the carpeting, the outdoor carpeting I have on my front porch. Part of that carpeting is just for decor. Other parts are just to keep the electric wire that stretches from the carport to my outdoor lights and whatnot, for the holidays, from somebody tripping over it. That infector, I don't know if it's the way they lay the concrete and whatnot for the porch and little walkway to the driveway, carport, whatever you want to call it, is not exactly level. So there's a little bit of a rise in between the curvature going onto the porch from the carport that if you don't watch or mind your footing, you can trip over it. You can easily get the toe of your shoe or whatnot hooked on it and trip. So it's like, what's the worst tripping hazard? The concrete or the wire or the carpet? So every so often when it gets windy, I have to go out there and check it, make sure the carpeting doesn't blow out into the street or something like that if the gust is hard enough. I know the gust has been hard enough to curl up or roll up or shift the carpeting. So that, in fact, I have to, what I'd like to be able to do, and I might be able to get some help from somebody, is buy some quick concrete or quick dry concrete and try to level, if not widen, that whole area to make it easier for Jerry. I've already realized that because of her wheelchair and whatnot to get out and about from the house, sometimes gets caught up or whatnot on transferring from the sound like a bird hit my window. Probably chasing after a bug or something. I don't know. Kind of freaked me out for a second. I heard a bunch of chirping and fluttering, and then I heard a clud. I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but it just like rattled my window a little bit. Luckily, my windows are double paned, but I gotta readjust some furniture on the porch and carport. I'd like to get somebody to come out and help me level that curvature part that goes from carport to porch or back and forth, because her wheelchair gets stuck on it sometimes trying to get up onto the carport, and I'm just like, that's a pain in the butt. The only door that she can use to get in and out of the house with the wheelchair is the front door, because the carport door is too narrow for that wheelchair. Of course, we realized after the fact that the wheelchair that they sent us was too big. It was not the they gave us a 28-inch wide when we asked for a 24 or 22-inch wide wheelchair. It is what it is, and it's a slight challenge, but I tell you what, I think by pushing her onto the carport or onto the front porch, Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge. I think it even though it hurts, it feels like it's a good workout. I'm not gonna say any more than that. My brain just thought, yeah, of course you need it. No, I'm not gonna say that. But no, I mean, what is it? Thursday? No, it's either this week or next week. I have to drive Jerry into St. Louis to have a follow up by the surgical team that did her knee or her femur, the problem with her femur and the tumor on that right right side. Um, she's hoping just about as much as I'm hoping that the doctors will give her a clean bill and say you can now walk and do all the things that you want to do, um, and apply pressure to your leg, because right now it's like if you do anything standing, the only thing you're allowed to do on your right leg is like a toe touch. No applied pressure, no hard maneuvers or anything like that. No hard pressure on that leg until they say it's okay. And Jerry's hoping that they'll say it's okay, for her to be able to walk and drive and do all the things that she wants to do, because she's like, if everything goes the way I want it to, or the way I hope it goes, I'll be able to drive home. You won't have to worry about driving there and home, making it a 4 hour trip, 4+ hour trip. And I just want, hey, if I have to drive home, fine and dandy. I've already discovered a method for driving long distances that keeps me awake and keeps me going. Give me a live wire Mountain Dew and let me play my music, and I'll be fine. Just be there to either heed my requests, and usually it's just like skip the song or open up the Mountain Dew for me, things of that nature. I might even just take a water bottle with a curved straw, so I don't have to worry about tilting my head back. That way I can keep my eyes on the road for the most part. So it's, you know, driven up there once, I can drive up there again. I know the back route, so I don't have to worry about the interchanges or the highway traffic once we get into the city. I'd rather be stop and go traffic in the city and then highway outside of the city, and I found the way to do that, so I'm good. But I have an appointment Wednesday. I think I have to double check, but I have an appointment coming up soon, um, to go see my primary, and when I go to see her, besides the usual, how you doing? Let's check your vitals, blah blah blah. I'm gonna ask her about setting up appointments to do all the exams and whatnot that I need to do as a 50-year-old, colon exam and this exam and that exam and all the different blood tests and all that fun stuff, because I don't want any health issues creeping up on me, or causing me more problems. Even though I think I'm gonna ask my primary to either see a chiropractor or at least get X-rays and CT scans and whatnot on my lower lumbar that I herniated way back in New York, just so we can sit down and determine what to do about that, because taking care of Jerry, and this is not a dig or a dish, whatever, it's nothing negative. Taking care of Jerry has made me aware of the aches and pains my body goes through. And I just don't want to become so weak or broken down that I can't do anything for Jerry anymore, because that will not only tear me apart, because I'm, as a lot of people have pointed out, I'm a good caretaker. I just have certain issues. But if it comes to the point where I can't even help Jerry, which is going to cause me some mental issues or psychological issues, but how are we going to be able to take care of Jerry Ann? And most of what I do for Jerry Ann right now is help her stand up, help her get out of certain chairs, help her maneuver to get in and out of bed, because she's in a lot of pain. Yesterday was a really bad day for her, pain-wise. And she does not want to constantly take the pain, the heavy pain medication, because she does not want to get addicted to. What is she taking? No, I know gabapentin, which is a pain medication, but it's not addictive. But gabapentin isn't just for the pain, it's for other things too. And she only takes it once a day. The pain medication she's on is PRN. Or not PRN. When necessary, basically. And she tries not to take it unless she's in extreme pain, and she had to take one yesterday. And she's afraid to take it daily, like once a day or twice a day, because it's a very addictive medication. Did she call it Percocet? I don't know what it is, but I do know, when I looked it up and whatnot, it is considered very addictive, and it's a controlled substance. So I have to have special permission through her to go pick it up from our pharmacy. So it's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that kind of medication either, but when it's necessary, it's necessary. Luckily, she's got her mind where it's like, if I have to take this, I'm going to take it at night, because if I take it during the daytime, I'm done. I'm non-functional. Basically puts her to sleep. But I'm glad she's mindful of the medications and their properties and what they can do as a side effect, besides the addictive nature of the medication. So she's got herself, like, she's really adamant about not becoming addicted to any kind of medication. That's one of the reasons why either I don't have certain things in my house, because I get addicted to it and just crave it like crazy. Things like that. Which brings me to a subject that I don't really talk about that much, because I know I'm addicted to certain things, but I don't have like the addiction to narcotics or anything like that. My addictions are like Mountain Dew, regular Mountain Dew, or Livewire, and just playing games. Luckily, I have the game situation under control, where it's like, okay, we got to do the day's work before we can do, the night's play. As for the Mountain Dew, Jerry actually did something that I was like, I was surprised, or at first I was a little like, oh, you got me that Mountain Dew. And then I was like, you know what? I'll drink just about anything that's in the house when I'm thirsty enough or desire it enough. And at first I was like, I'm probably not even going to finish a single case of this particular Mountain Dew. But she got 4 cases worth of it because it was on sale. Mountain Dew Major Melon Zero Sugar. And at first I was like, oh, zero sugar, it's going to taste like crap. Well, it doesn't have the same sweet flavor as regular Mountain Dew Melon. But I found it very interesting that I was like, okay, well, I'll drink it. I'll try it. I'll drink it just because it's in the house. And I'm like, you know what? That craving for the sweet aspect of the Mountain Dew is not there anymore. Like, I'll take it or leave it. I mean, that factor, as Jerry pointed out yesterday, you can drink as many cans as you want to of the zero sugar stuff because it doesn't have the sugar content. It has that caffeine content that I need to keep me going, but not the sugar content to mess up my body, basically, or cause issues because of borderline diabetic issues or anything of that nature. So I'm kind of like, okay, what else can I eat that I will enjoy that's zero sugar or low sugar? Well, she has Jello cups. Some of them are from Hunt's, whatever the company is that does puddings and Jellos. It's not Jello. It does not carry the brand name Jello. But I ate one for strawberry ones, and I was like, oh, this isn't too bad. It's not loaded with sugar or anything like that, but it doesn't taste like artificial sweetener. Which is the one thing my mouth could always, like, oh, that's artificial sweetener. This is nasty. Get it out of here. But the Major Melon Zero Sugars, it has doesn't have sugar. It has something else as a sweetener. As long as it's not aspartame, because if I find out it has aspartame in it, I will dump it all, because that's poison. I don't think it does have aspartame, but still. And if you want to know what aspartame is a wood-based artificial sugar. Is it wood-based, or it's some sort of plant-based sugar, but it's also the leading ingredient of rat poisoning. So anything that has aspartame, double check if you've got it in your house. If you do, if aspartame is within the first 5 ingredients, you might want to question its good. You might want to question how good it is for you, because, like I said, aspartame is been discovered as a poison to certain degrees. At least that's what I read. But I might have read the wrong stuff, so who knows. But still, I don't trust anything with aspartame. I do not trust any food item or beverage that has sodium phosphate, because sodium phosphate is the leading ingredient in 2 items. One of them people drink and love every day, Dr. Pepper. The other one you put in your car, it's radiator fluid. So, yeah. The things that you learn when you are interested in science and chemistry and the various properties of various ingredients or elements. That's why I started switching, and I need to switch back to it, is to all natural foods and reading the content of the foods, because, yeah, I don't want certain elements coming into my body because it could be dangerous. I didn't even see it. Oh, 19, 20 minutes? Yeah. What else did I want to talk about this morning? Oh, yes. Yesterday I was talking about how the weather is changing globally, and a lot of things are basically getting, how do I put it nicely? Messed up, violent, natural things are changing so rapidly. It's considered a violent change. Between the weather, the different types of weather, the different Earth activities, between earthquakes and volcanoes and tsunamis and flooding and tornadoes, hurricanes, rampaging all over the world. Well, somebody had mentioned it, and I wanted to touch further real quick on this. There was a gentleman, and I can't remember his name. I keep on wanting to say Thomas Kincaid, but I don't think it's Thomas Kincaid. I think it's somebody else. But they did this was back in the 80s. They did a documentary on prophecy and how some of those prophecies are coming true, especially the prophecies of trying to understand Notre Dame's quatrains, because he had to write them in a secret language or pattern or whatnot, because if he was discovered as doing these prophecies, he could have been put to the stake and burned alive for heresy. This is during a time of religious upheaval when he did his quatrains, 100 years before they started coming true or started coming to validity. Then there's Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, where he would have visions in a trance-like sleep state where his wife or associate or somebody who was there as an assistant would write them down. Both of them talked about events that happened, well, for Nostradamus, it happened 100 or so years after his death. For Edgar Cayce, maybe a decade or two, because they both predicted Hitler. They both predicted World War I, World War II, and Vietnam. They predicted all kinds of different strife and things that would cause turmoil and change and whatnot. Mary Summer Rain, or I should say No Eyes, through Mary Summer Rain, Native American shamaness, made predictions of her own after the wars, after all the events that Nostradamus and Edgar Cayce talked about. Most of the stuff that Mary Summer Rain talked about. Sorry, something came across my screen. I couldn't catch it in time. Most of what Mary Summer Rain and No Eyes talked about was like weather changes in the earth, not people, but changes in the earth caused by people or caused by upcoming events. But this gentleman I'm thinking about right now, who had visions about earth changes after the cataclysmic changes, new mapping, new geological locations, new rivers, new ocean front, new, just like the one map that I saw in this program. It looked like the Mississippi Valley literally went from a little river to this, literally causing a good chunk of Texas to be underwater. Louisiana, gone. Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, gone. Basically, the Mississippi Delta widened where even a large section of Missouri was underwater. I think the only thing that kept more of the land masses to be underwater is between the Smoky Mountains, in Kentucky and Tennessee, and the Ozark Mountains of Missouri, and we're on the foothill. So the water, without comparing a regular map to this map that he drew, it looked like the water came as far inland in Missouri as trying to think of the town, St. Clair, or someplace closer to St. Louis. But St. Louis was basically gone. So was Florida. It gone. A lot of the eastern seaboard, a good 100 plus miles, was gone. California, gone. Most of Oregon and Washington State, gone. This is just America. So I can only imagine all the other different coastlines being pushed further inland because mainly because of polar shifts and ice melt. You know, so it's kind of like one of those. I hope I don't see that happening in my lifetime. Here I am at 50 years old going, yeah, I'm seeing the beginning of these changes. And not that I want to be here when it happens, but I just hope I have the strength of mind and fortitude of body to survive any of the changes that I'm going to be in the middle of. I do worry about people like the elderly, people who have health conditions that could be amped up or, God forbid, taken, having them taken from this plane of existence. I do think that I know a lot of people think it's crazy, but I think we need to start educating and prepping our young people in school and whatnot for survival tactics and survival abilities. And I know everybody is so like, oh, the future is the computer, the future is technology. No, I think technology is what's causing our planet to be, slowly dying, basically. Because it seems like the further advanced we come in technology and the more we strip the land of trees and dig for silica, which is what is used for building computers, and plutonium, which is used for nuclear power, and just we're literally ripping up the planet by doing all this stuff. People are starting to realize without the forest, the rainforest, the jungles, all the different plants that people are just tearing down to make more room for farms and whatnot. It's like literally if somebody were to slowly get lung disease and they have to go in every so often to remove a section of a lung or find a replacement lung. That's basically what we're doing. We're ripping the lungs from the planet and ripping the ability for the planet to have oxygen so us, people, and the variety of other animals that live on land to breathe. They did predictions of what the world would look like by 2025, and it was almost a barren brown planet instead of a vibrant green and blue and all the different colors that you saw from pictures from the space station 20 years ago, or pictures from the various shuttles that have gone out in space and circled the globe and taken pictures. They've had pictures for the last 30 or so years of how the ice caps are shrinking, which is causing water to rise and the currents to change. And we've all seen The Day After Tomorrow. We've all seen 2021. We've all seen all the different natural earth disaster type movies. And I will tell you right now, the two that I just mentioned are probably the closest to reality than even Volcano, the movie Volcano, have come to the closest of reality that Hollywood can create without making it into a docudrama. That's just my opinion, but seeing the different pictures from NASA, seeing the different changes globally, listening to the news, seeing actual weather events happening around me, just I sit there and go, It's beyond time to bend over and kiss our asses because we're in the middle of the changes and we can't stop them. It's too late to stop them. It's too late. I mean, a lot of like Norway and several European countries and here in America have gotten together trying to just figure out a way to recreate or reestablish the ice caps. One thing I saw was like this giant boat that sucks in water, freezes it, turns it into a giant octagon looking cube of ice, and pushing it up against other ice cubes the same size around the Arctic Circle to recreate the ice caps. Sounds like a great idea and whatnot, but how artificial is that going to be? What chemicals are they going to put in these ice caps to make them solidify or stick together or reform the natural order? I think we're beyond the point of being able to re-establish or recreate a natural phenomenon because of what pollutants and gases and cosmic radiation has slipped through the holes in the ozone because of the ozone depletion and stuff of that nature. They talked in 2020. Woody Harrelson was a conspiracy theorist, and one of the things he had made a little video of in the movie, which used a lot of science, was talking about how the sun bombards our planet with neutrinos, which is a type of atom. And if they do get through the ozone layer, because of ozone depletion, it does a lot of damage, not only to the planet, but to the people. It makes sunburning even 10 times worse than normal. It just does a lot of nasty stuff to everything and anything. Because of the different issues with the ozone and the cosmic radiation that comes from space, and scientists have proven that this stuff is real. Look at I'm trying to think of the movie or the information I remember. Well, the Aurora Borealis. The Aurora Borealis used to be multicolored. You'd have all kinds of greens and reds and different colors, because of our atmosphere and the sunlight that bounces off our atmosphere up in the North Pole area, is no longer multicolored. It's just a plain green. Mary Summer Rain, through No Eyes, in her book Phoenix Rising, had talked about seeing the green hue of the Aurora Borealis further south than normal. A couple years back, there was reports of people in places like Minnesota and Washington State that has never seen the Aurora Borealis, saw the Aurora Borealis for 2 days straight. Now, according to Mary Summer Rain, seeing the Aurora Borealis further south than normal is a telltale sign of the coming or rebirth of the phoenix, which is the mark of a time of change. Planetary change, not just changing people or anything like that, but literally the whole planet could change. For the worse, for the better, nobody knows. Now, anybody who studied mythology or anything like that, especially on like the phoenix, we all know that the story of the phoenix is he comes crashing into the earth, and from the ashes, a new phoenix is reborn, and it lives for like 500 plus years. So every 500 years or so, or is it 5,000? I can't remember now. But every I'm just going to say 500 because that's the number that comes in my head. Every 500 years, the phoenix returns to Earth. When it comes to the Earth before it dies and gets reborn, wreaks some summary of this, wreaks havoc or change, causes major change globally. That's why there are stories in the American Indians, the Chinese, even the Japanese, and I think even the Europeans have various different stories about the phoenix or various depictions of the phoenix. But according to Native American lore, which is where I got most of my information about the phoenix, is when the phoenix hits the planet and dies, that is the beginning of rebirth or renewal change. So basically, when the phoenix is flying around the planet, it's causing a lot of different changes. Some of it good, some of it bad. And then when he finally lands or crashes into the planet, he dies and a new phoenix is born and takes off. And when the new phoenix is born and leaves, it causes positive change or renewal. So first we have to go through the chaos and whatnot of planetary change and renewal and just all the different planetary changes, whether it's weather, geographic, people, economics, how we live, whatever. And then when the baby phoenix is born and flies off, everything positive will start to come forth. I'm getting goosebumps talking about that. But that's what the Native Americans believe. Now, whether it's true or not, this is all mythology. Some mythology has some truth, you know. So you can take it as, oh, okay, this is true, or you can take it as, oh, this is just bedtime stories using mythology to help change things. I don't know. I just read stuff, and I like to read stuff, and some of it clicks with me, and I retain that information. Some of it just kind of makes me go, well, I might be around to see it. If not, who knows what it was, or who knows how much validity there is. But anyhow, I want to get off because I've been doing this for longer than I wanted to. Anyhow, you guys know what to do. If you enjoyed this little vlog, go ahead and put the thumbs up. If you didn't, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. I can't make you guys like what I'm doing. It's all up to you. If you hear something you like, good. If you didn't, sorry. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the question comment box. There's been within the last couple of days, a lot of controversy with some of the comments I've seen, and instead of just causing it to spiral out of control, I leave it alone. But you're all welcome to have your own opinions and whatnot. I kind of hope you guys leave your negative opinions to yourself. Of course, you might not know the difference between a negative or a positive opinion because of your mindset, but there's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, you're more than welcome to leave comments. How I deal with them is up to me. Sometimes I remove the negative comments because I don't want to deal with them. Sometimes I just leave them there. I let the haters be haters and let whoever wants to deal with them deal with them. I just, unless the comments become so argumentative between two different people or a group of people, I really don't care about the negative comments. I really don't. I just ignore them. I hope those who are on the positive side and understand who I am and where I'm coming from, or just don't want negativity around them as well, either ignores the comment or I don't know how you can do it. I have not figured out how to do it, but if you PM me about the person or the comments, I might just go in there and remove it myself. That's basically the way I'm going to be doing things from now on. I'm just going to let the comment be. I'm not even going to mark it. I'm just going to let it be until it becomes a spiral out of control, argumentative situation, and then I'll just remove it. Because I'm one of those guys that can sit on the fence between the negative and the positive. But when the negative starts pulling me in the wrong direction or causing too many problems, which reflects on me or causes me issues, I'll be done with it. You know, everybody has their own opinions, but not everybody should be, placing their opinions on somebody's vlog channel. I've seen it too often on mine. I've seen it on Jerry's. I've even seen it on other people's. And most of the other people just leave it be and just, whatever. But I can't. I can't just leave things be. I am the type of person who goes, okay, this is starting to affect things negatively. It's starting to affect me negatively. I don't want the negativity to affect me because then it causes issues between me and my wife or whatever other relationship, family, job, life in general. There used to be a way of dealing with it. Nowadays, it's not exactly, it's kind of frowned upon. But I don't know if anybody understands old Norse language or not, nothing like that. But back in the old days, I could challenge whoever's being negative to me to a hungang. And I'm not going to translate that because it's kind of negative, but still, you can look it up if you want to. And hopefully I pronounced it properly. But yeah, I think, even though it seems to be violent and whatnot, I think the old ways were the best ways. Because then you can deal with the issue right there, right then, and not have to let it perpetuate or continue on. But anyhow, message, no message, up to you. But like I said, if your message is perceived as negative, I'm just not even going to thumb it. Or if I do, I'll thumb it down. I give you a thumbs down. But if it perpetuates into a long-term argumentative negative aspect in my comments, I won't let it stay. If you're new to my channel and you happen to be interested in some of the things I'm talking about or whatnot, or want to hear more, I don't talk about the same thing every day. Every day is a different day, so every day is a new subject, or maybe the subject from today might get in tomorrow's vlog because it's just something that's continuing. It's changes are a continuous thing. So sometimes I like to sit back and talk about those changes. So if you are interested in my thoughts of the different changes around the world when it comes to the natural changes, or there's something in this video that you like, you can click on the subscribe button, and once you do that, a little bell will pop up, and you can click on that bell, and YouTube will inform you when I put in my next video or a new video. So until then, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.